Hey guys, been a while. I hope you're all doing well. Steve Taylor here for Northern Wilderness Bushcraft and Folk of the Forest and the Boer Wilderness Club. Just back here at Finkel, basically doing a video for you guys. I'm going to be doing a camp bed, so I thought I'll quickly go through some bits and pieces with you, have a bit chat with you, and have a big catch up, because I haven't seen you guys since I think it was last autumn. So I'll let you know what's been going on. Anyway, during this video we're going to be building a camp bed. I've done quite a bit of prep already. I've been in the woods quite a bit actually, just without you guys. Just been doing me odd little bits and pieces, pottering around. Sadly, we did suffer a bit of an incident here at Northern Wilderness. Vandals broke in and destroyed the place. They literally dragged all of our kitchens and everything, broke everything, all the training aids. They dragged them into the centre of the fire area, the communal area of the parachute and everything, and set fire to everything. Totally destroyed the whole camp. They smashed everything up. They broke into the shed area. They stole all knives, the axes. They attacked trees. We lost 9 trees that they attacked with the axes, small trees. Some saplings, well, so I say some saplings, some of them were 20-year-old. But they attacked them and destroyed them. And we've had a real problem with it recently, and it's really sad. And I hope it's not due to obviously people making videos and things like that, and people coming down and seeing. But every time I turn around and look at another tree, I see another axe wound to where they're throwing the axes at the trees and stuff. So it has been kids, we believe. However, we have had a second attack as well. One of our other bushcrafters who has another part of the school on the other side, someone got in there and attacked that site as well and set fire to it. So it's been a bit of a uphill struggle at the minute, but we're getting camp back, and I'll show you around camp and what we've done. We've kind of rebuilt it again and getting back to normal. So yeah, it's been a bit of a dodgy winter, you could say. But anyway, let's have a look. Let's get into this bed build and we'll show you what I'm doing and what the ideas are. One of the first things I want to start with today, guys, is a decent set of gloves. Just because I'm going to be lifting a load of wood round. It's just end spring now, it's coming into summer. A lot of biters kicking about. So I'm going to get that sorted now, get some wood shifted, and yeah, see how we get on. As you can see, there's the pegs. That one's a little bit out at the back. They need just knocking into place a bit more, but they're just purely to get this put in position. Cast iron cooking pot just there on the black bag that we use for cooking on. But yeah, you can see the idea, the theory behind it. Just want a bit of a slope here, so I want to make this as even as possible to get this sorted. Then at the end of it, I'll chop all the tops off the top of this wall, tie them a bit stronger, a better paracord. I've got natural cordage on a lot of it at the moment. You can see that there's a lot of natural cordage and things inside of there, but we'll try and use a bit of paracord, I think, just to make it a bit better. And yeah, we'll use that there. And there we have the bed lats, well, the main frame area put in for it. See there and there where the pegs secured into position. Got to shade them up a little bit. I think it might be worth even tying them off to the actual wood to stop from pulling apart. But it shouldn't go anywhere by the time it's done. These big, large pieces of wood, they're from fallen trees that have came down during the winters, and we just chopped them up. If you didn't have this though, you can use different methods of wood just to build up. So you basically build this setup twice up. So you build it once to lift yourself partially off the floor, and then the way you've got, like, see, this was really low down, this bit here, you'll put another thickish branch, you know, something across that way, and put then another lat on top, so you get roughly to the height we're at now, which is a pretty decent height off the floor. So the big thing with this is making sure it's level, because we're on such an embankment. I don't know if you can really tell, but you probably see by the way the trees are leaning there, you can see the embankment here. There's quite a steep embankment that runs around the side of us, so this needs to be as level as possible, else we'll be rolling out of bed. So the next thing I need to do, now I've got this in position, is I need to start basically shearing it up to make sure that it is, like I said, the good level I need it to be. Also make sure these stakes are in strong, make sure the pegs are right, and then I can start adding the top layer of wood. Once I've done that, I'll go around and secure the final last little bits to it. And then with this one, I'm not going to put a permanent roof over the top of it. I'm only going to leave it so I can put my tarp up and down. So basically when I come to the woods, all I've got to bring with me is my sleeping mat, sleeping bag and a tarp. That's it. And the idea is I can set it up here, put it over the top, I'm ready to go. Put a fire pit in here, I'll show you how to do that as well. Put a fire wall in here, we'll build a camp table, probably build a camp chair and some other little bits and pieces that will go with the camp as well throughout the series of this particular build. But let's get started with this next stage. Now the next piece we're going to need, guys, is wood. It's hard to get some decent straight wood, but if you can get it, it's worth, you know, using it. This is all like, some of it's green wood, some of it's dead standing wood. Either way, we've got it here, we're going to use this. This is what's going to form the bed lats. I've cut these roughly to size to give it a rough idea of how long it's going to be, and we've got to now start knocking these into place, even them out. There'll be bits that's, they're natural wood, you see. I mean, they're going to have natural kinks and bobbles and things on them. They're taking off the edges, any bits are sticking up. Basically making sure you can get your bed as flat as possible so you can lie comfortable on it. But it's in real wood, you know what I mean? It's not going to be perfectly straight. So you've got to compensate with that by jiggling around a little bit and seeing what happens. So yeah, we'll do that. But yeah, you can see how it's coming on now. You can basically see the idea, the principal idea. There we go. It's quite a lot of wood it takes to do that. Be surprised how much it actually takes to be able to do something like this. So only try and use dead standing if you're going to have a go doing it. If it's going to be a permanent shell, obviously if you're going to use green, just be respectful. But now we're going to go on and we're going to make some more lats. Well, I need to take a quick walk to get some wood for the bed behind me. So I thought what I'll do is might as well take you along with me and show you what we've been doing at camp. I don't know if you can see this. Getting sorted, right. I don't know if you can see this, but this is camp now. No parachute, sadly. Totally burnt. As you can see, what you're looking at now on the image is the blackened remains on the evening of when we first got notification the fire was here. Then you can see the destruction the lads in the club clearing the day after, which was gut-wrenching. You can see the parachutes all burnt down, but the vandalism started over in this area here where we used to have the old camp area. But what we've done is, guys, we've built like a kitchen. So we'll not dwell on the past, let's move forward. And here we have a little camp kitchen. Now it's not perfect, same idea as the bed really. Principles, there's lots of sticks chopped up, placed on top of each other. These are all got to be tied down yet with natural cordage. And then what we do is we're not going to be using these big things here. These are going to be, they're just being put in place on why they're there. Some little bits and pieces, bits left after the Arson attack. Real shame really, but yeah, we're going to get the rest of this perfectly lined up. And then what we've got down here is a little fire area and stuff like that, and a little dry wood area for when the chef's cooking. And the idea is you just leave this top section open here. What we'll do is we'll have clay on top of this, and what we'll do is we'll take the rings from the pans and we'll push them down into the clay, and we'll make basically hob, if you like, a hob where we take hot coals straight out the fire, put them onto the hob, and then we can put pans on and cook things on the pans, and also a prep area and things like that. I think we're going to put like a little sink, little thing in here. We're going to get this leveled off so it's not quite level at the moment. Do the straight stuff on that side, and then the idea is that basically you get a pot hanger, you stick like this, and basically you have your pot hanger here coming down. So imagine this was the pot hanger on a I haven't got one to hand, but if you had like a hook, like my finger, pretend my finger's the hook right now, if that came off, you can see how that goes over the fire, and you can move it in or out of the flames by moving the stick along. So it's pretty simple really. It's I believe it's called a Chippewa kitchen or Dakota kitchen or something like that anyway. Pretty sure it might be Chippewa, but it's just basic kitchen. I found this really awesome piece of wood as well, with branches coming off dead straight. Isn't that cool? Right, so we're going to use that as pan storage. So you might as well, like. So what we're going to do pretty much is going to put the pans and stuff, slide them on, got some hooks and stuff. Got to level it all off and everything first though. But yeah, that's the kitchen part anyway, getting built. What we're going to do over the kitchen, we'll put a cord straight through there, put a tarp off, tie it off so we've got a bit of cover over it when we're using it as the main kitchen area. Should look pretty epic. So yeah, this is Woodland Camp. You can barely see where the fire was now, but if you actually look on the stumps, we've taken them back to the fresh wood, still a bit black on there, but it literally burnt through a lot of them, destroyed them. So you can see the fire was some size to be able to take it all out and destroy everything. The flames and stuff was scorching over here. I mean, you can see this, but the ground here was all black and sooty. But you can see the axe marks in the trees, where they went round and attacked all the trees and stuff like that, because they're just horrible people. Just horrible people. But this is our wood store area. There's only one training board left out of all the training equipment we had, and that's it underneath there. And it's all melted, the plastic cover's all melted, there's bits missing off it and everything, but the rest of it got burnt. All of our signs, everything that we had was destroyed. So it's really sad. There was a large hut area over this section here, though that's been taken down now. But yeah, the wood area, they took all our wood out, the wood stores, the tools, archery equipment, everything piled into one big place and set fire to the lot. Everything was gut-wrenching, absolutely heartbreaking. And you can see some of the boards that we managed to recycle as well. Underneath here, see how burnt they are. There we go. It was there wasn't much left to recycle, as you can imagine. And why someone would do this, because you know what it is? You know what it is? If someone just came here and used the site, right, they're not meant to, because it is trespassing. And if they get caught, there will be, there's no right of way on this land, and the people that own it will prosecute. The multi-millionaires, so they will prosecute. They don't like people being here because they keep killing our animals and causing destruction. And arson. Now, I mean, arson's a serious crime, and it's not a little bit arson. There's theft, arson, burglary. There's a whole rack of crimes that they've racked up here on two parts of the site. You know what they've done here. And I don't mind if people are coming in and leaving it, because some people come down, right, and they leave. They've got a little board and they leave messages saying, "Oh, we had a great time here. Thanks, awesome camp and stuff." And even though they shouldn't be here, I can forgive them because they're coming here to enjoy nature. But why come here to just destroy stuff? Why come here just to break stuff and be vandals? And even some bushcrafters. I mean, we've had bushcrafters come into the site, right? They don't dig any holes. They go to the toilets, or wild campers, they go to the toilet and leave crap everywhere. They leave tissues everywhere. They leave like air mattresses, boxes, plastic bags floating around the woodland. You know what I mean? We're meant to be part of nature, i.e. take care of it, as in spend some time. If you're here, do a little pick. I know some good people out there like me, and good people out there like some of you guys watching this. I would like to say if more of you put some time and effort in and just made sure that we took a little bit more care, it'd be pretty epic, you know. But I know most people who do are into the woodland stuff do take pretty good care of everything. But anyway, let me get some wood done. Next thing I'm going to do, guys, I've got this another big branch here. I'm going to trim it down, get it cut up, and get some more lats made. Well, there, it's pretty much knocked together now. Needs neatening up a little bit. I've got a few little sticks to the far end on the right hand side, you can see there. Just need a few smaller bits to go in the middle of the gaps. Right at the very end bit over here, I decided I want to use that as a wood storage area. So what I might do is I might actually build up a small section, maybe put some shelves or something on that end. I'm not too sure yet, but right, well that's the bed now in position. Got everything laid out. That's that one side, you can see this. Got everything laid out to where it needs to be. Now I want to put up the top, make sure it fits and everything over the back section. We're going to get any holes in my top, things like that. I'm not sleeping here tonight. I'm getting this ready for the bank holiday weekend, which is coming up next weekend. I'm going to probably use it then. So we'll check it out, see what it's like. Probably seen this in many of the other videos, but this is a DD 3x3 top. You can see that. Okay, 3x3 top. Change the way I put this up. Actually, I've started doing it. Really, I'll show you. I'll actually show you what I do. It's really simple. Can it be any more simple really than what than I've got it done? What I've done is I've pre-tied some cords like this. I just took a long piece of paracord, okay, and literally I just put a loop in the end, all the way down. You can see that there, so it's one big loop, and just as the two bits start attaching to each other or coming back to each other, I'll start tying knots with a sequence of gaps in them, and that's for a carabiner to clip on it. So basically I just use it as a tree hugger, wraps on the tree, pull it tight, clip my carabiner on, which is on the end of the top, and hopefully it should set up pretty quickly. So we'll see how it works out. I've not measured these to the size of these particular trees. I use them for a different area, so there could be a bit of tolerance, but we'll see how we get on, eh? There's the loop, see the loop? It pulls through. That way I can adjust it high as I want, as low as I want, and I just cinch it up tight against the tree. And it's got knots coming down here where you can actually clip into. There we go. That is the easiest way I think I've ever put up a top. It's really, really simple to do. All you're doing is tying knots off in the end, clipping your carabiners onto it, it's up. All I've got to do now is peg out the back and put out the front. Easy to take up, easy to take down. So yeah, don't know if you're doing that already, guys, but if you're not, that's a cool little tip. These are just normal carabiners. I haven't bothered using climbing carabiners for that because it's only for wind. The carabiners I've got on here cost about £1 each, and I got them. There are strong ones, the ones that you can put in your backpack and stuff, but they're not built to hold a human weight. They're not like what we use for hammocking. Something else I've started to do, I just carry aluminium pegs, and I can make them out of wood, but you know what I mean? Means having to find them all each time, mess about with it. But what I've done is start wrapping my paracord around my pegs, got them tied up at the top, it comes through. You can put a couple of adjusting knots kind of things inside if you want, but what I do is tie a normal loop in it, and what I'll actually do is just put this through a piece of paracord that's already coming off the actual tarp itself and back through itself. So basically I create another loop like I've done the tree, and then it's easy up and easy off pegs, so easy to do. I'll show you that now. So I've took a piece of cord, all I've done is tied a simple knot in it, made a loop on one side. I take the actual piece coming off this bit here, webbing, that's it. Take the webbing that's coming off, pull the loop through, just put it through itself like that, and it's cinched on just like that. I then take my peg, which is pre-tied, with another loop and knot. And all I do is just put this guy through, just so he's went through that loop, and then back through himself. All I do is pull him tight. You can, and here you can see just where I've lassoed him onto there. Comes down this bit here, lassoed to there, so I've got extension all the way down at the peg, and that's it. Pull that out. Up here you can see the carabiner and how that works, and the series of knots for different adjustment. So it just makes life a lot easier. I hate knots, being a bushcraft and all, I'm going to be minting at them, but I really dislike them. So now I've got the basic setup done. What I've done is, on this side I've put a stick just out and tied it off on this side here, so I've got somewhere just to anchor to, just to keep the front part of this area up. Same as the back section here, I've just done is threw it over itself. I could put another stick out there and make a nice canopy porch if I want, but like I said, it's just at the moment for demo purposes, so I could see how it would cover the actual wood frame and make sure I got it right using the 3x3. Let's test it out. Yep, definitely comfy enough to sleep on. Obviously you need a mat. But yeah, that'll be fine. The back end needs dropping a little bit. The height is a little bit too high for the top. What I'll do, I'll adjust the top height just a bit. If you see behind us, you can see the gaps in the fence. So what I'll do, I'll adjust that so I can get it just right and at the right angle, because obviously this is on an embankment coming up this way, so I need the top to be slightly altered and brought up, maybe brought up slightly this side and brought down slightly on this side here, which will bring it down and make it a little bit skew with, but it'll keep the back section draft free and clear. So the next stage after this really is to put in the fire pit down the front here, and some sort of firewall, things like that, which is what we'll do next. Now we're going to put the fire pits right here. I've put 2 stakes in already, or someone's put some stakes in who was using the site last. I'm just going to use this area because it's roughly where the fire pit was. First thing I'm going to need though is a lot of stone. Stonework will come down here. Now stone can be found in ditches where there's been natural water running through the area, and that's what we've got to look for. So stone, it's a bit of a strange thing outdoors. If you get the wrong kind, it can explode in a hot fire and it could kill you. People have died. Last year, I think it was last year, 2016, maybe 2015, 2 guys in America died when they lit a fire next to a wall on the outdoors, and the heat made the rocks explode. I've actually been there and had rocks explode next to me, and I had a piece go right through one of my bush shirts. So when you're getting a rock, you want something that's not going to explode. So smooth rocks like river rocks, things like that, are totally out. Don't get them. You want something that hasn't got porous holes in it where the gases can trap or expand and explode. One of the first things I want to do is I want to mark out my fire, which I've done by having the back set in there. Next thing, I want to start laying some foundations. Now, ideally the best situation would be to dig out some soil first, get rid of any roots. However, this bit's already been pre-done, so it's got filled in end of last winter. I did this myself because this is where the original fire pit was and exactly where it's going to go. Well, there it is, guys. I think that's got to do for this episode. Got some food. I have to join in the next one when I do the fire pit properly, put a fire wall in and stuff like that, and we'll do some bush cooking and some other little bits. But till next time, thanks for joining us here at Northern Wilderness. For me, Steve Taylor, and Bo, the Wilderness Club, bid you farewell. See you soon. Let's try this.